Hello everybody, it's jBrereton here again with another episode of Dominions 4. Let's see what's gone on. So it's now winter or late spring rather, in year 4. We're getting slightly into the mid-game here. Last rise from Niflheim. I sent them a long-form double-length letter on basically how to beat me. We'll see if he applies it later in the term. The 12th Sorceress, Clone Throne of Abundance. That's a pretty good throne to have, to be fair, for Oki. Spires of Ascension, this attack went horribly wrong, but so be it, perhaps. See what happened in Witchhaven in a minute. Miskir, we were attacked, and they control the province. Ball of Dust, we took no problem, so be it. Windswept Desert, we got the Armour of Souls, which is a great magical item. If we get a Blood Commander, hopefully, I'm hoping we get another one of our heroes soon, because Kailasa has a lot of heroes, and we're using the Worthy Heroes mod, and at luck 3, it's somewhat unfortunate not to get at least a couple by now. And let's see what happened in Witchhaven. As I said, I've yet to see this myself. So our orders were basically to summon a whole bunch of skeletons as soon as possible, and then the turns after is when we've swapped the Earth Elementals to, which might change how things goes. Possibly for the better, we'll see. Turn the volume down a little bit because it's aggressively loud. So these guys are still blessed, despite the lack of our profit, so we're going to have to be placing them turn or two. For now we're okay. We've got flaming arrows. How good that does nowadays. It helps a little, I suppose. Wings of Niflheim, I have literally no idea what that is or does. I assume it's some kind of personal buff. Is this guy enlarged? No, he is not okay. He has not taken my advice to heart. There's a whole bunch of spells being cast that I'm not entirely sure what to do. That are magic enhanced spells that they're casting off script. That's just the way of it, I suppose. Ghost Grip is a particularly strange spell that's been cast. It adds fatigue, but it's actually negated by armour, so it's not a against the troops it would be most useful against normally, which are very heavily armoured troops, because fatigue reduces their protection effectively. It causes critical hits and reduces defense as well as attack, to be fair. So having that actually reduced in its effectiveness by armour is a slightly weird aspect of the spell. That's just where we're at. These guys may break soon. In fact, you would just hope because of the presence of all these nightmares, and also the casualties that they take from skeletons. In a somewhat unfortunate spot there. Definitely tell that we've got less stuff here relative to how we were in the first episode. Possibly going to lead to our defeat? I don't know. These guys are getting forced back quite badly. Their fatigue is very low though, due to their reinvigoration and the fact they haven't made many attacks yet. Plus Ghost Grip hasn't really hit them. So the defense skill that the Trample check is working against is very, very high. If the Giants take a bunch of fatigue, Trample will be much more effective, but I couldn't really see a good way to try and make that happen. So we're just going to have to... Okay, so Wings of Niflheim, it looks like it's some kind of freezing stun type spell, rather than any like direct attack spell. It's actually quite effective though, because being frozen is really damaging to your fatigue. Is also reduces your stats quite a bit. Flying shards, what a great spell. I'm glad the Yikes is casting that. Very good. It's been very, very effective against all these giants. So this guy's getting hit quite badly already by Ivana archers just because of their death weapon attacks. These guys, are they blessed? Yes they are. Okay, so they're going to recoup at least some of that damage, but it's chipping fast enough that they probably won't be able to. Swarm is a spell that would have been useful earlier. Basically creates a mound of random garbage, mainly flies and so on, that seriously disrupt mage casting. This late on the battle is probably going to get hit directly into a big mound of Solus or something. Let's say Earth Elemental taking one out for basically no loss. That's what happens if you don't enlarge your giants, which is I think the giants might be about to all die. That's quite remarkable. That's unfortunate for him, I guess. Is that guy running? Yes, he is. Again, these fear auras have stacked in such a way that it's making all his stuff run away. Unfortunate. This guy's just been completely ruined by the they're often considered a little bit weaker than the fire weapon bless, also because the fire bless increases the chance for hitting because it increases your attack value and isn't MR negates like the death weapon effect. But when it does hit, it can do some serious damage to very expensive troops. That's quite hard to recover from because of the amount of disease and additional afflictions it generates. And for most factions they don't have any disease healers and certainly won't have any regular healers. Although of course this guy's Pretender is going to be able to cast things like Gift of Health because his base nature is clearly 9 or possibly 10. Let's have a look. No, it's just 9, plus 4. Assuming these guys will run soon as well. They've got morale -8, which is pretty bad morale stat. Well done on them for sticking it out. And of course another advantage of our Death Bless on this PD is that it doesn't really matter if the PD dies. The undying effect is actually more effective relative to its cost. Summon it in, that's very good. Let's see if it actually gets into anything good. Nope, it's just right into a bunch of Solus over here. Again, Summon Imp's very, very useful as a kind of turn 1 kind of cast to screw up enemy mages, and especially Mage Priests, because Mage Priests really love to try and banish them rather than doing something more important. And if you buff them with Bloodletting, I believe it's called, which is the spell that increases the strength of demons, they go from being kind of annoying at damage 9 to pretty dangerous at damage 13. Damn, these guys are getting... These guys are sticking it out though. I guess they've got a real mix of morale levels in the squad, and now the nightmares are gone, it's going to be a straight fight. Morale influence it in such a big way. Also, this guy's taken enough damage. I think he's gone down one size. I think these guys are still size 4. Yeah, rather than size 5, so he can still trample them, which is quite handy. This elephant may actually wake up at some point soon, which is also going to be quite powerful, although I don't really want them to, because they've broken, so it means they're going to trample whatever's behind them, which is unfortunate. They've got to be on their way out soon. How is the Scratty doing for fatigue? Pretty badly. Okay, and he's bolting. This guy's going, but he's got no fatigue, so he'll be fine. This guy's got a little bit again, he'll be fine. This fish scale mail is pretty good as well. Liquid Body is a quite powerful spell that reduces the amount of damage that you take from the vast majority of attacks. Strike. It's a Thaumaturgy spell that does damage remotely. It's a astral earth spell. Kind of mediocre impact. It's okay though. Okay, so we're probably going to take her out, which is good. Might reclaim the stuff Annihilation, which we got from some random event, dropped and are now recovering. To lose the blood slaves, which is annoying on a kind of economic level. Oh, maybe. Oh well. Earth Elemental, that's the one problem with trampling. Made him move out of the square he was in where he was doomed, and so I pushed him aside. She's diseased though. I think he might be. No, he's okay. So they are taking some expensive losses at the moment. There we go. It's the end of the battle. What did we lose? Damn, it's not cheap for them. Okay, we lost some nightmares, Makata, a couple of Yuan archers, a couple of elephants. They've done a decent job for us, and of course a whole bundle of gems, but these guys just keep getting trashed, which is, there we go, unfortunate. Let's see where we're at in general sense then. So the whole flank is collapsing. Kind of knew that was the case, but it's always annoying when it happens. Presumably he's going to go and attack this province next. More fool him though, because it's basically worthless. Right, let's get these guys, and these guys over here. So a big advantage of the Sorcerer's Sands is that they are a relatively good commander, so you don't have to worry about stacking additional leadership and so on, just to try and make use of them, which is good. It's nice when things are nice. Terracotta Warriors. Wow. These guys are awful. Absolutely awful. Shield Footmen, fine, you can deal with those. The amount of archers is somewhat troubling, but should be fine. I don't know. Fire archers, I guess. Put them back a little bit. And get them hold an attack on a double line, which means they're going to move very, very slowly. Put it up to 10 PD, why not? It's not terribly expensive and it's probably going to be worth it. Let's try and take this province. I forget who owns it, doesn't really matter. We're going to attack it. Did anything good drop? No, just defeat the force that was attacking. Okay. There we go. And the only slightly trollish advice. We're doing quite well for death gems, so I might just have to restock a bunch of people with death gems and get ready to fend off whatever comes using some skeletons. Once we get to level 5 as well, we're going to have access to Order Skeletons, which is a much better defensive tool than Raised Skeletons, which is kind of mediocre. Order Skeletons are definitely worth casting. After the Raised Skeleton stuff is done, they're just going to be on some random bullshit orders, that's fine. Doesn't really matter if they get stuck with their weak brains casting flying shards. The enemy's armor troops are mostly dead, so largely be an attack with Great Bears. I'll get her tooled up with enough Earth Gems to do her thing there. And this guy, I guess I'll cast Gnome Law with somewhere. They're doing Pavonia. It's unlikely to be taken anytime soon, he said in a somewhat smug way. Try that again, mate. Or does it require 3 gems? Of course it requires 3 gems. Let's go for it. Okay, so they've decided to put some PD in. That's probably sensible of them. Let's get him on retreat orders straight away. Do not want him to die. And hopefully he won't retreat into Bowl of Dust, although if he does he may just get pinged into Heinaf, which would be okay. Got 409 gold. Let's get some Yavanna, why not? Some real Yavanna. And a Giyaka general, because it's always nice to have a decent general. In terms of stuff we can cast this turn that we couldn't before, I don't think that's really very much. Gonna have to wait until we get a bit deeper into enchantment before we can do much on the strategic map that we couldn't before, but it's definitely useful for tactical combat to Chapter 5. The other spell that's quite useful at that level is Foul Vapours, which is a truly excellent spell to fight, especially TC, because they have very weak poison resistance. These guys will survive the rest of the stuff, other than, I guess, actually Terracotta Warriors, not so much. I think Masters of the 5 Elements don't have any innate resistance apart from what the nature paths that they have is going to give them, so it can be quite useful on that if you have some good way to tar pit the guys. He's not bringing gems, bloody hell. They never do. They never learn, these youths. You tell them, you're like, right, what you need to do to be my guys is you need to bring some gems, and then some elementals, and they're dead. Because these guys, no elemental resists. Very sad. If you don't, they will ruin your day, because they have good protection, good ore. So anything that isn't mindless is going to have a bad time attacking them. So Terracotta Warriors are going to be fine to attack the divine units, but unfortunately for Terracotta Warriors, they are complete fucking trash, and the spear attack they have is only going to have like a 50-50 chance of going through, so whatever. Plus it'll probably miss, and I don't believe they can actually accrue any experience as well. I think that's another feature of mindless units, so I could be wrong on that. It's not true of lifeless units, I think it might be of mindless units. So it's not a great situation to be in, really, where you have a teeny tiny part of your army is quite useful, and the rest is just being a waste. Right, let's put it there, get this blessing thing done. Send them hold and attack archers, and we'll see what goes on. Fire sword, okay. The other thing we might need at some point here is a summer sword. I don't know if we can forge that at 2, it might be 4, yes. Level 4, there's, what the hell is that? Rust sensor. Oh, I don't know about that. Don't know about that. A weird rust thing. Whatever, I guess. I'm not going to build one. I don't really see when that would be at all useful. And this just seems absurdly strong. But there we go, magic enhanced for you, I guess. What is this? Bog-soaked armor, okay. Permanently exudes toxic fumes at level 2. Madness. Should be 4 at least. Great assassination item though, if you were into that kind of thing. If my faction had more assassins, I would definitely be building them. Because that seems quite strong. Like most mages you would attack will not have really any much resistance to poison. I don't think there's any factions on the map. Let's have a look at Pretenders World. So Soro, not really. TC, no. Katis, yes. Gartha, no. TNN, a tiny bit, but not really. And the poison damage will help break glamour, which is great. Femoria is buff enough that they won't care. Niflheim, really the same odds. Us, we would be in trouble. And Yomi also in trouble from that. So yeah, construction 2 seems pretty strong. Anyway, Eng 4, eventually going to Eng 6, trying to get to Arifen for our Sacreds, and then we'll go to Conjuration again, probably. Try and get up to level 7 for the Living X spells. So, Living Earth, for example, makes a whole bunch of size for elementals. Not terribly useful against Niflheim, but against TC, for example, very, very powerful. The other thing we need to think about as well is possible construction for boosters for nature, especially to try and get the level of nature magic out on a Guru, for example, or even one of the other Yakshas, so we could possibly summon a Yaksha or Yakshini using nature gems rather than having to spend money on it. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I think this is going to be all the orders I have set. Yeah, let's leave it at that. And yeah, I hope to see you soon. Thank you very much. Goodbye.